What's up, guys? So today is supposed to be tournament day for me, kayak fishing. The Yak Tribe tournament starts today and it runs to the end of October. However, as you can see, it is raining outside, and so instead of being out and fishing, the tournament does last for a month. So I'm actually just going to walk through the rig that I've been using for the most part, probably for the past year. Out of all the Ascend kayaks that I've been privileged to paddle, this is the one that I've chosen to use for the most part. I said I was going to do a video on it. It's taken a while, but here it is. What we're looking at here is the Ascend D10T. It's actually not originally a fishing kayak. It's just a sit-on-top kayak, 10 feet long. I don't know, I think it's about 32, 34 inches wide, so it's a very stable flat bottom kayak, which is one of the reasons why I really like this kayak. Again, if you're thinking of a sit on top kayak that you want to get on the top of your car like that, really quick and easy, not very heavy at all, I'd really think you should take a look at this one. The Ascend line came out with the Ascend FS10T this past year. Did a review on it. You could I'll put a link in there. It's a decent kayak. It's actually a great paddling kayak. It's got an aggressive V-shaped hull at the very front, and then it tapers out so it's wider. Only problem with that kayak, guys, it's not the most stable kayak if you want to stand and fish off of it. And there's not too many 10-foot kayaks that you can actually stand and fish off of from the D10 line or from the Ascend line. But this one is the stuff. Basically, I'm gonna go walk through some of the modifications that I did. These are just simple rigging techniques that anyone can use when they're trying to modify or rig up a kayak. Very inexpensive. Again, this kayak retails for $449, and with the modifications that you can do, you can have yourself an incredible fishing vessel. Again, I choose to use this over the FS12t just because it's a lot lighter and I can get it on top of my car and off my car by myself, hop in the rivers. If you're into that kind of fishing, wanting to explore as many waters as possible, that's what I would do. Let's just walk through some of the rigs. I guess first thing we'll look at here is the anchor trolley kit that I installed here. Stainless steel pulleys, got a pad eye here, stainless steel carabiner, dragging it down, and got a pad eye there, and we got the anchor here, and I ran it through the loophole. So if I want to position my boat facing the wind, I can do that anyway just by pulling on this lever there as well, so that if I'm bringing it around to different places and it's a little bit too long of a walk, easy setup right there. Let's continue to walk through it. Again, really simple. I'm just throwing a very simple Humminbird fish finder on there. See how I got it mounted back there. Nothing too fancy. This fish finder you can get used for like 60 bucks, honestly. These things are just not going to come standard on the kayak. You just got to put a little bit of work into it and you'll have it. The kayak also comes with a cup holder. Got your Yeti there. Comes with these two little compartments here. They're great for just storing your fishing lures or your different pliers when you're not using them. Also on the kayak, they got these two chambers right here where you can put either 360 boxes or towels or different things like that. They come in very handy as well. For about $5, they got these non-slip foot paddings, I guess. I don't know what you want to call them. They're perfect for when you're standing on the kayak. My feet actually don't go all the way up there. They actually stay right about here. So the padding's perfect so that I can stand on it without slipping. In the front of the kayak, added just this bungee. It does not come standard on the D10T, but for what, another $2, get some bungee cord, and you can use it to tie down things. Right now, if I'm not using my vest, I'll put my vest right in there. It's ready to go. At the front here, I installed a camera mount. This is a Scotty camera mount. Comes in and out. You can pivot it for nice camera views, and I just put it on the Scotty mod holder right there. So it's really simple. Again, nothing that's too expensive. I think the Scotty mount camera is like 12 bucks on Amazon, and you can get these rod holders for about $4 on Amazon as well. So let's continue to walk through the kayak. really great buy. I've beat this kayak up pretty good over the last year. Up here I installed a Scotty rod mount flush mount rod holder. Really easy to install, and I put it on an extension so that when I'm trolling, which I've been doing a lot lately, I can just pivot it and, you know, however I want to position my rod so that when I'm trolling I'm good to go. The kayak does come with a dry storage hatch right there. It's pretty good. If you are going to put your telephone in there, put it in a plastic bag, because you can never be too safe. This seat is not what comes with the Ascend fishing line seats. That's one thing that I talk about all the time in the other Ascend videos. In the Ascend kayak fishing line, their seats are elevated, they're raised, and they're great for fishing. The fact that it's raised, you can actually see into the water a little bit better and get a better, you know, fishing platform. This one is your typical, it's flush mount right to the floor of your kayak. It's neoprene gel, so it's a comfortable ride. It's actually very extremely comfortable. The only downside, it's not the kayak fishing seat. I've tried to play around with the seat that comes on the FS12 series or FS10 series, but it just doesn't, you can't, without doing a bunch of manufacturing different things and drilling a lot, you can't really fit that kind of a seat on this. Maybe some of you guys have. If you have, that'll be a great video. On the back here, again, I just installed two flush mount rod holders right here in the back. They were so easy to install. I got $4 a piece at Bass Pro Shops. Just drilled and put these in here. They're great for holding rods. They don't come standard, but again, if you take a little bit of money and a little bit of time, you can turn any kayak into a great fishing vessel, even if you don't have a lot of money. Your typical kayak crate, this is the way I set up my crate all the time. I got a monopod here that I've actually just been using, and it's great because it, you know, you can make it higher or lower, and I've just used zip ties here to tie it onto the kayak crate, so it's basically never coming off. I don't need it for anything else, so I keep it in there. My crate only has space for three 360 boxes. I like to go lightweight when I fish. Before, I'd carry as much gear and all that stuff as possible, but now that I got into tournament fishing and now that I wanted to really explore a lot more waters, I carry minimal gear. So you got to be really selective with what you take. Fish grips, and in this waterproof ammo box, this is actually pretty important. This is going to carry some things that, you know, you can carry any of your first aid kits, you can carry pliers, you can carry, I got a scale in here, and then I got these zip ties. These zip ties to me are probably the most important thing. You saw that I used it to hold that, but also what I did in the back here, in order to keep my kayak crate positioned, instead of using bungee cords, which a lot of guys do, I actually put 3 pad eyes. I drilled it, if you can see it right there, there, and there. And then every time I go out, I just take zip ties, really strong industrial zip ties, and I zip tie it down. So what happens is my kayak crate is not going anywhere. It's going to be positioned. I don't need to worry if it tips over, if it's going to fall, or if it's going to move. Bungee cords, you always have that fear. But with this kind of an idea, I don't have to do anything, and it's completely stable. And it gives me enough space to know that I have this much space to where I can put, I don't know, a small cooler, a small lunchbox, where I know that it's not gonna, you know, again, move around according to how the weather is, the current is. It's gonna stay stabilized. So that's kind of what I did there. I don't know, just continue to walk through it. It's got a carrying handle in the front and in the back. Again, on the other end of the anchor trolley is just another stainless steel, you know, set up here. It's as simple as you can get, but again, for the cost of $449, to those of you who are on a budget, if you put another extra $50 in, you will have probably the best experience in terms of a fishing kayak. I would put this up against any of the Ascend kayak fishing kayaks that they have, to be honest. I've paddled and used all of them. This D10T with these modifications is probably my favorite because it's lightweight, it's 10 foot, so that if I'm on the rivers, I'll be able to go in and out of the, you know, in and out of the current. I'll be able to maneuver and turn quickly, but also not just because it's lightweight, but because it's so wide. With that wide base, I stand and fish out of this sucker all the time. So this is the rig I've been using. This is the rig I choose to use. in terms of getting on and off the water quickly, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you want. If you have any questions on rigging, please let me know. I'm sure we can all chime in and learn from one another, but this is the Ascend D10T. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is the review. Thanks.